Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to everybody that's going to watch. Nice view of the city. I love it. Love it. Um, you already know what it is. We talk about the lenses, right? And everybody know what a lens do, whether it's glasses, whether it's I don't care what it is. We all know what a lens do. A lens for an eye, right? It's in the eye, right? And it moves forward and it retracts and it adjusts itself to whatever the distance of the object or anything is that's being viewed to bring it clarity when the rays pass through it also onto the retina, right? That's what happens to eyes, right? So it's basically making you so you can see more clear, and it works with the cornea. So that way it can refract and bend and stuff like that. So it can help you out to what you're seeing, right? All of it works together and makes it clear. Well, that's what I notice what travelers are, right? With lenses. Because when you realize that Nicki Minaj is not no dime when you talk about globally, when you realize that Beyonce is okay, when you realize that, and you be with some of the best women on earth for free, it ain't got nothing to do with you paying anything, because you know that's what these are poor women, so there's the same old thing. If I could get pretty women in America, which I got them on camera doing all sorts of stuff, but we'll keep that to ourselves. Pretty bad women, red bones, dark skin, I got them all. That doesn't do anything for me, right? With you trying to downplay what I'm saying, because that's what the hate is going to do. That's what you're thinking. But when you're 6'7", dark-skinned, handsome dude, you don't have pretty much problems, right? I'm not saying all of it. You can compare me to whoever you want. Don't give a fuck. I'm saying that when you're clear, when you realize that your resources go far. I sent another email, brother, today. Sent another email about what, Mike? So when you realize that, y'all don't understand, I'll be busy. I'll be busy. Um, when you realize that this is just a bunch of noise, when you realize that the lens is something that works together with other parts of the eye that cause clarity, whether you wearing glasses, whether you looking through something, it's supposed to give you clarity. What gave us clarity when we talk about Monday? Oh, you got to lay over here? Okay. When you talk about clarity, it gives you enlightenment on that. Damn, as a traveler, I realized that I spent money throughout the years on dumb shit, and I can save this, right? And it seems like the more money you make, the more frivolous you get. It's just the way it is. The more money you make, the more people get more frivolous, right? But when you really locked in like us, most of us passport bros, travelers, travel doctrine, all of that stuff. When you locked in like us, when you don't want to date in the United States of America, when you voluntarily celibate, right, for 2.5, 3 months, because we travel every 2.5, 3 months. When you realize all of these things, yo, fellas, it's dope because you like, yo, I was spending money frivolously. I was doing this, I was doing that, I was making the wrong moves in life. I was listening to people that I shouldn't have been because we want to retire early. Just the bottom line. We want to get our money and go. We want to have that horizontal money living in another country. When you realize the lens, the travel lens actually gave us the clarity that we needed to shape how we operate here in the States, yo, you'll appreciate that. And most people ain't going to get it because they don't see it as us. They don't see it. They still blurred. They got that westernized blurred vision where they I think here is the end all be all. That's all they know is here. That's all they appreciate. You should see all these women walking by themselves. Look at she got that. All of these women walking by themselves. But when you see that all of this is clear, yo, it's like a dope feeling. Knowing that you now see the clarity on how you should spend. You don't want to spend frivolously. You don't want to waste your time going out doing dumb shit. You don't want to have babies in the States. You don't want to you don't want to get drunk and start driving. You don't want to you shouldn't do that anyway. But especially here because you feel privileged, right? You don't want to overeat, like where you just eating just to be eating. Where you don't think that worship movie stars a woman because of her looks, right? A rapper, a singer, and stuff like that. You realize like, yo, they cool. She's alright, but the dime status that she got is not real. She's alright, but that dime status that she got is not real. When you realize that, yo, and you could see the earth the way it is, man. And you could be with some of the most beautiful women on the earth without paying. You could eat some of the most healthy cuisines that you've ever had in your life by going foreign, and don't have to pay extra for it. Don't have to pay $700 tab. You could just spend that money and leave out the country and eat good for a week too. And people saying, well, you got to stay out the country at a certain time. No, the hell you don't. No, the hell you don't. You go out the country in the time that you want to, and you stay out the time that wants you. You come back in the time that you want to return. You got all of that power to do so. So it gives us that clarity, yo. It gives us the clarity to let you know that AM put something in the chat earlier, right? In our WhatsApp group. He put something in the chat. He said, yo, do you realize that what we get as far as pay for 1 month is another country's salary for an entire year? And I sat and I thought about it, right? Because we hear that all the time, we play it off, we like, well, that's their problem, right? But I don't. I internalize it. And that right there make you stack even more. Now, you got to take some risk sometimes in investments. What you do your due diligence. But when he said that, I was like, damn. That's true. What I make in a month is probably not what someone makes in an entire year. And then somebody going to tell me that my little 60,000, 70,000, 100,000, 40,000, 38,000 is not good enough? And then you like, yo, what up, David Israel, what up, bro? You like, 6 MWWIOC. You like, yo, this is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. You like, yo, so the travel lens for the dudes in the United States, they still want to do strip clubs. We don't want to do that. They still want to get baby mamas all over the place. We don't want to do that. Yeah, she had to listen to your powerful dose, 6. Shout out to Patrick. We don't want to worship celebrities as if they somebody, as if they doing something, entertainers. Malcolm X used to play entertainers years ago. Like, yo, you just an entertainer. What the hell? Now they giving voices to entertainers? It was laughed at one point, but now it's like, yo, entertainers are the voice. So, and the list goes on and on. When you start, when we really start understanding what we are or where we are right now, you can understand. I don't want to have the U.S. or United States of America lens that these men or any westernized society that these men are doing. This cleared vision, this blurred vision. I don't want that. Every woman is a dime to them because they put on something skimpy. It could be a woman, with an American dude, it could be a woman weighing 400 pounds. And there's a woman weighing 250, and they look at those women the same. It could be a woman 190 and a woman, now we're talking about within reason, so I'm not going to say, two. It could be a woman 190 and a woman 145, and they look at those women the same. That's what blurred vision gets you. It could be a woman who begging, calling you broke, saying it, but still telling you to give her your money, and you'll still look at that woman like, oh, that's what women are supposed to do. That's blurred vision. You will break your bank taking these women out for a year, right? You made $70,000 for the entire year, and you got nothing to show for it. Nothing. You got zero to show for it. Blurred vision. Blurred vision. You later be worried about the latest Jordans, the latest. To me, that's crazy. That's a crazy mentality. It's sick. And to me, you can't say anything to me. Any dude, right? I don't care who they are. I don't care if they make way more than me. I don't care if they make way less than me. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care if they way bigger than me. I don't care if they way skinnier than me. I don't care about that. Taller, shorter, who cares? The thing I want to say is, the moment somebody has blurred vision, I don't care where it's at. I don't care what form or what aspect is in. I don't care what it is. The moment they have blurred vision to me, the moment they done in my book. They can no longer get my respect. Their information is null and void. And people saying, oh, yeah, no. Because if they can be biased, because think about this. If you could go to another country and you could live, right, and you're able to work remotely, and you could live in that country and your money can go 5 or 6 or 7 times as much, and you ridicule a person that does that and trying to let their money extend, and they do that for about 5 years out the country, 10 years out the country, that means they increase their return. And for you, who are all about business, who are all about, y'all bullshit when you tell me that that person is wrong. Now your vision is blurred. I don't want to hear anything from you. I don't want to hear nothing from a fella or a woman that tell me that I'm not supposed to get more bang for my buck in just a way. You know why? You know why I can't trust them? Because now I know they operate on feelings instead of logic. I know for a fact that that person operating from feelings rather than logic. And that person is not to be trusted. Because the moment they feel a certain type of way, they're going to automatically switch as soon as the wind blows. And that's not what I want. So I'm telling fellas all around, any dude that's just trying to do something because they got an agenda or a scheme or you shouldn't trust that person's word. You shouldn't trust it. You should take everything with a grain of salt. I know the same cliche terms, but you shouldn't listen to that person. Like, I actually cut those people off. I don't care what good thing they have to say 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. Bullshit. Because now they're operating from blurred vision. Hit that thumbs up, fellas. They're operating from blurred vision. So I'm telling fellas, the passport dudes, most of us that I'm meeting, all the passport bros, we got our eyes open. Even the ones that don't travel internationally, just the dudes that travel around the U.S. and want to get out their state. It's kind of tough because the prices still are going to be up there, but you get what I'm saying. But something like that is like they even have cleared vision. They know what they want, they know where their money should be, they know where their mentals are, and they know what they should internalize, and they know what they should let go. They know who they should listen to, right? They know how they should operate, bro. The passport and traveling globally, internationally, gives you clarity, yo. It gives you clarity, bro. That's what it does to you. That's what the passport does to you. It gives you clarity. If you're not clear at this point, I think you're still operating from the westernized blurred vision. I really do. Because everything should be clear. The money situation should be clear. Yo, You make $100,000 a year. Why are you gonna give $20,000 that away? Period. I don't care for what. I don't care if it's on clothes. I don't care what it's on. Why in the hell would you give $20,000? Just drop it. 20. He drunk. He walking in the middle of the street and then doing his hand like this, telling cars to stop. Like, why would you do that? Why would you even operate like that? I'm not. I don't care how much you scolded. I don't care because you don't keep up with the Jones. It's cool. You know how many people are going out all in the city right now spending lots of money? All over the city, I've been seeing people by the hundreds of thousands all over the city out and about right now spending money. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars right now. Taking a risk of getting into an accident right now, calling a million Ubers. Everything is moving right now. The city is moving right now. It's gonna calm down when it get colder, but I told you, I only do that for business reasons. Is this gonna give me somewhere where I'm gonna promote my t-shirts? Is that gonna happen? Is it gonna give me somewhere I could promote my books or that I travel or my consultations or anything like that? Is that gonna do it? If it's not, I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna do it. Because everything, you know that, have you guys ever put on glasses? You know how them glasses that, like Coke bottle glasses, have you guys ever put on them shits? If you put on Coke bottle glasses, those are not pretty. So picture your vision like that. Picture your mental vision like that, Picture walking around like, who, I'm trying to figure out who think this is cool. Who think walking around like this and not seeing where you can walk or anything like that is cool? And I'm talking about mentally. Melvin, what up, bro? I'm talking about mentally. Who think this is cool? But sometimes everything gets blurred depending on how you operate and what state of mind you're in. If your feelings are all over the place, if you are highly emotional, right, erratic with your emotions, of course you're gonna want to listen to shows and stuff like that. Like you want to get revenge. Like if your mother did you wrong. Like there's a YouTuber, right, and his family is like Haitian, right, and but he sounds and been here all his life, so that's all he knows is America, right? But he has a genuine hate for his family, genuine. He has a hate for his sister. If you look at all his videos, he has a hate for his sister. His sister used to come in the house. Let me tell you what happened to him. His sister used to come in the house, and she used to come straight to his room and start trouble with him. Now, he's like 16 or 15. She was like 21 at 23 at the time. She literally would come in his house, and she couldn't stand her mother. He couldn't stand his mom's living with them. When he turned 18, he bum rushed out of there. When he turned 18, he bum rushed out of that house. He was gone. And he don't speak to his family. He don't want no parts of them or anything. So I'm telling fellas, I'm like, listen, it's quite clear. It's quite clear what he wanted to do. He wanted to get away from them because they're toxic. He wanted to get away from them because it like built frustration, created all this frustration in him. He wanted to get away from them because he knew for a fact that they despised him. So he said, I gotta leave in order to get my sanity back. You dudes had to leave America and travel and go foreign so you had to get your sanity back, yo. To put him through hell. What? You dudes gotta leave. America is just that torturous to a lot of you. Westernized societies, if you don't live in America, but you live in a westernized society, it's been that torturous to you. It's been that torturous to you. They put him through hell. Yeah, they did. Bro, I hear his story, bro. I look at his videos and I'm like, yo, this is so freak. Like, it was like an inferno in that house, yo. So let me tell you what happened. He told the story, right? He said, yo, one day, like, check this out. Now, she's supposed to be 20. Now, he's in a Haitian household, right? But they were born here in America. The mother and family come from Haiti, right? So he said, yo, one day, his mom's is at work. And he said, his sister gets off of work. Mind you, she had a kid at like 21. She got a child at 21, right? So she comes in the house after work and just like brings a dude over there to the mother crib, right? So he's in his room, his brother's in his room doing him, and all of a sudden he hears moaning, like she's actually getting it in on the couch. Yo, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy. But let's keep going. She's actually getting it in on the couch while the brothers are right there, making noise and everything in the living room, out in the open. That's how much she had no respect for her brothers, man. And so he goes out, right? He says, what in the hell? And he doesn't say nothing. He sneaks back in the back. He told his brother, he said, yo, do you know she's out there getting it in on a couch? His brother like, what? So they go out there, they like, yo, what are you doing? And she went right to him. She didn't go to the other brother who came out there with him. She went right to him. She says, I know you're doing, and start calling him derogatory terms, like calling him gay and the F word and all of that stuff, right? We can't say that stuff because we're on YouTube, but I choose not to say that stuff. I'm gonna say decorum and respect. So she's calling him every type of name in the book. You F, you gay, you this, you that. And all of a sudden, let me tell you how bold she is, yo. She went in the room and just punched him in the face. Boom! So they fighting. Now, they at it. He punched his sister, bust her whole junk. The dude who she was with, right, grabbed him, yanked him up in the hallway, said, yo, that's your sister. Hold up. The dude who saw all of this transpiring grabbed him and said, yo, that's your sister. Not the fact that he's 15 years old. Not the fact that they grew up without a father, right? Not the fact that she's having sex with you in the living room and you have no respect. You grabbed him up and said, yo, that's your sister, but you didn't respect the Yo, you see how dudes are twisted? This is why I want no parts of these American minded. He grabs him up and say, that's your sister. So you didn't have respect for his sister when you were sleeping with her in the living room in front of everybody with no condom, right? And he made sure to throw that in. You didn't have respect to come in their mother's house, right? All times of the night and don't go get your own spot. You didn't have respect for her to know that she should have took care of responsibilities with her child before she actually chilled with you. But dudes don't care. Like that ain't his. But I'm talking about this higher and mighty tone that some dudes take because she bust her brother in the mouth and he bust her back in her mouth. You see what I'm saying? So he grabs him up. He's bleeding out his lip. Dude yanks him up. Dude said, yo, that's your sister. He said, yo, I got scared because I know I wouldn't be able to take on that guy. So I was just sitting there. He said, I ain't say nothing back. Hit that thumbs up. He said, I didn't say nothing back. I ain't do nothing. I was like, whoa, don't hit me. And there's so many women out here walking by themselves single. This is crazy. You see groups over the city. So if you guys think about it, just think about it. my lens is clear and a lot of dudes like me are clear. And in order to get clarity, in order to enjoy life, he had to leave. He had to leave his mom's crib. He had to leave that whole get up. He had to leave that whole environment. And now dude is cool. Dude is loving life. Dude making even more money. He said this the other day, right? He did an update video because that was years ago. Now I think he about 23 or 21, 22, 23. I'm not sure, but I know he was doing those videos when he was 15 on YouTube. But he did an update the other day, right? And Frogbox, what up, bro? He did an update the other day. He said, yo, do you know his family, the same family that called him all them names, the same family that said he was gay, the same family that called him, it's the same family members that are calling him for money. It's the same family members that saying, oh, I knew you would be something with your little camera. He said, yo, I ain't have a little camera. He said, I was on my phone. That's how they know now that I got a, because he got like 600,000, 700,000 subscribers. And he said now that he's making a little change or whatever like that, they calling him, begging for money. These are the same family that always said he'd never amount to anything. It's the same family that didn't call him, same family that didn't check up on him, same family that didn't stop his crazy sister from attacking him. It's the same family. But now that he has a big following on YouTube and a couple other platforms, now they want to come back and they see him making dough. Because I don't know how they found out how much he was making, or they might be assuming. But he said they coming and they blowing his phone up. I knew you would make it. He's like, man, F you. You never said that years ago. He was like, that's hogwash. You never said that years ago. Where did all this come from? And I didn't have a camera. I had my phone. My broken screen phone that I was doing all of those YouTube videos on. He gained hundreds of thousands of subscribers with the drama, of course, but with the actual phone. On a cracked iScreen phone for years, he was doing content and had a cracked iScreen phone. He ain't do no fancy get up. He ain't make no background fancy. He ain't do none of that bullshit. And got 600,000 to 700,000 subscribers, or anywhere between 5 and 7. I didn't look at it recently, but I know when I first saw his videos, he had like 560, like 500,000 and about 560,000 subscribers. But it goes to show you how, like, now he get clarity, now he making the money, now he feel vibrant. All races, all ethnicities by themselves, yo. All of them. You should see this. Ew, she is bad. Man. She bad. As I tell you, the baddest women ain't on TV. Baddest women in some of these cities, man. Most of these cities. So I'm telling fellas, I'm like, listen, in order for you to gain clarity, yo, you got to go overseas. You got to look at a water. Vic was just in Tanzania. You got to look at water where you can see your feet at the bottom. You got to look at water where you can see your hand. When I went to Cuba, I thought I saw clear water. Bullshit. I thought, damn, they just walking by themselves, seeing what they're to get into. That's crazy. But when I was in all of these countries, that brought clarity. When I saw the most, like, you could be with the most beautiful woman in the world, she could like you, like, with no stipulations. You like, that's dope, and you don't have to give them anything. When you can eat some food and it can clear your insides out to where you feel lighter in just a couple days of eating that cuisine or food or a course or plate, whatever you want to call it, it's crazy. That brought clarity. When you could go to McDonald's in a place like Brazil and realize that the McDonald's don't taste like here. They give you real fucking chicken. A real chicken on the sandwich. You thinking it's gonna be that processed bull? No. They cutting chickens in factory and putting them and calling it McDonald's. So that gave me clarity. When you taste the rice and know it comes from that actual country, I think it's called cleanse. I think it's called cleanse. Yes. No, it's a natural cleanse or food. Yeah, but not the cleanse that they deem it to be. But you get what I'm saying. Why even put that in there, Frog Box? You know what I'm talking about. But it's crazy because you had to go to those countries to realize. When I came up with the 2.5 3 month thing, the 3333 plan, people was like they didn't understand it. They was like, yo, I don't understand what he mean by this and they wasn't part of it. It wasn't nothing that people was following. Nah, it's too far fetched. But then when they put their head down, they worked for 3 months straight, and it was like, oh shoot, my bank account is at a different level, and I don't have to. That brought more clarity. Then when you said, oh shoot, let me find some things to do when I get in that country, and let me pre-plan and let me just not wing it. You know what I noticed? All of the passport bros that wing it, they don't enjoy travel. Like the people that actually put plans together. You put a plan together and you absolve yourself of finding what you have to do when you get there. Like for instance, if I know I'm gonna go to Brazil tomorrow, if I know I'm gonna go to Thailand tomorrow, I'm gonna pre-plan what I'm gonna do in Thailand. That way, it'll alleviate all of the stuff that all of the finding stuff to do time. Yo, it's dope. Like if I know I want a guard dog in another country, I'm gonna go get online. I'm gonna implement everything with a person like me, yes, Jonas, and a few others who talk about foreign women and getting them when you're over there. Shout out to them. No hate to nobody. You see, I ain't throw shade in this whole video because I told you I rock with a lot of the passport pros. And shout out to Ornell. He hit me up, gave me a shout out on his show the other day. Go look up OW504 on YouTube. Shout out to him. But that's the crazy part about it, right? People want to place you in this box, in like they do me. Cause let me tell you, something happened when I went into the grocery store. It was crazy because people judge me who are a little older than me because I got a young face to them. So they always look at me, oh, you're so young. And I'm like, young? I'm about to be 40 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? And then they look like, oh, you are? And all of a sudden there's a different disposition because they want to place you in a box and you're supposed to act how I want you to act, having that young face you have or whatever like that. But I got to surprise them. Nah, I'm a grown-ass fucking man and treat me as such. So with that being said, it's like you get to see different stuff like that, where the way people treat you, the way how you come back, your personality, how your job is killing your fun, your passport bro ideology. It's like your job is destroying. Oh, Ash L, thanks a lot, bro. Damn, he dropped a load on that Cash App. Damn. Shout out to you, bro. Man, I could get another one of these in another country because I'm stacking all the money I get. Because us people that don't make a lot of money can't stay out the country for long periods of time. He said, "Gotta pay my tithes." Ashel, did you just hear my Haitian story about the guy? I gotta send you his videos. But other than that, it's crazy because when you come back, you understand how you're being treated. You understand how people operate, and you think I would get mad that people who are older than me who treat me like, yo, you supposed to act like this? Ash L, did you make a mistake and send it twice? Hold on. Ash L, you might have sent that twice, bro. Oh, 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 well, shout out to you, man. I thought you did that by mistake. Oh, it's on purpose. Oh, man, shout out to you. He said I did that on purpose, drop loads like that. Damn. Damn. So, when you guys, damn, when you really think about it, right? It's like, why you think I could come back and all of, like, I used to, let me tell you, I used to cancerous YouTube. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Now, some of you all are able, haven't donated in a while. Thanks a lot, bro. Some of you dudes are able to go to people's channels, listen to the toxic talk that people do, the conversation, the interactions, the fights, and all of that, and you're able to do that and then don't internalize it. Shout out to you. My brain is different. My brain is different. When I hear that stuff, it bothers me, first of all, that people are on YouTube to people that they don't know from a can of paint, actually arguing with them, actually debating with them about useless topics that's been, it does something. So I just stay away from that because I know I'm going to operate. But for some of you, you could go listen to that. You could be on different shows. You like, once you turn off YouTube, it erases. Not for me. I just rather not put that in my mind. So if you got that power to extract that without trying, cool. But for me, I don't want to put that in my mind. I don't want to have to go the extraction process because I just don't want it there, period. So when I hear dudes ragging on women all the time and doing all that, I just don't want to. I got to keep my mind clear. So when it's time for me to think about something, again, everything has been said, but I always, you know my quote. Everything has been said, but said in a way that has never been said. That's the key. So I try to come up with different ways to say stuff, and if I don't have a clear mind, I'm not going to be able to come. Like, yo, you know what that's like to touch down in the country and somebody, you walking down the strip and somebody say, yes, Jonas. You know what that, L said, valid point. You know what that's like for somebody to say, yes, Jonas. Or if somebody always coming in the chat showing love and you tell a person, yeah, I listen to Yes Jonas, I be in this chat, my name is such a, oh, I see your name in there. Dudes have actually done that to other brothers. They was in different countries and say, yo, I saw your name in Yes Jonas chat. Oh, you're that dude? And then they build a connection. Yo, yes, I met such and such man, he's cool. You know what that's like to do that, bro, and meet different fellas in different countries? Oh, look at these mosquitoes. They're gone. I already know. But you know what that's like? Yo, that's a dope feeling. And then some of the cats are genuinely good cats. Some of them are weird. We gotta say that. Y'all know I'm going, that's not taking a shot, that's actual truth. Some of them are weird. And some of them, they don't have social intelligence. And they're trying to gain that social intelligence. So they're not weird. See, I know how to differentiate who's weird and who's like socially awkward or who is trying to build their social skills. Like I know how to put all of those together to make those differentiations. And that's key to me. I don't care what race, color, ethnicity, group, and a category you're in. I know how to separate those who's just weird. This is a story I looked at online. How a dude in, what was he, Colorado, right? He actually was threatening his wife here. Threatening her. I think he actually beat her, hit her, or whatever like that. Went all the way to Thailand and actually murdered her in Thailand. So I'm looking at dude and I'm just like, yo, you can see dude is weird. You can get certain vibes from dude and that's like crazy to me how people don't pick up those vibes with certain people. But for me, I can look at it and I'm like, you see, you know what you know how they trying to destroy your way to read people? You're not supposed to judge. You're not supposed to judge. I don't know who made up that damn rule. I don't know who made up that rule. Fellas, in order for you to get clarity, you got to have some form of judgment in order for you to gain clarity. So if you saying I'm judging somebody and it's going to save my life, cool. If I'm seeing a dude overseas walking in circles, walking around me, look like he up to no good, you know what I'm going to think? He's up to no good. If I see a woman can't sit down or whatever like that, and we at the hotel or Airbnb, and she fidgety or something like that, and she's trying to get me, I'm going to look at that video called The 7 Signs She's Trying to Drug You. I did a video for fellas, The 7 Signs She's Trying to Drug You. You know how many fellas watch that video? Not that many. That video should have been looked at by the hundreds of thousands, should have been shared and everything, and to save fellas' lives. Do you know fellas still overseas getting drugged? Do you know fellas are still overseas getting drugged? Still losing their lives. Actually, drugs were so potent. There's one story I looked at recently. Well, not recently, but a couple months ago. The drugs were so potent it killed them. It killed them. Because fellas are not sharing this information like they should. Or I don't want to give Yes props. I don't want nobody to see his channel. He's not part of our manosphere. He's not part of our manosphere. This Yes Jonas want to be separate from our manosphere. Fucking right. Fucking right. They don't talk about what I talk about. They talk about you guys getting on the train to focus on women. I'm telling you, get off the American train to talk about women. They want you to get on the train to go out and impress other men, which is suspect. But they want you to do that. I'm telling you to don't focus on overseas. They want you to go out and spend your money on dumb, frivolous shit. I want you to go stack your money. They want you. See, our conversation is not the same. They want to worry about what a YouTuber thinks of you in order for them to have power over you. I'm saying fuck a YouTuber. After you turn this off, that's why you can't cancel me. That's why I always say that every live stream. Because I can go overseas. Nobody knows me in these places that you guys go. Brazil got a whole bunch of places. I don't have to go to Rio. They got over 26 states there. I'm good. Yo, I'm going to try to crush him. I'm going to try to make him look bad on the internet. Who gives a fuck about that? That's how I operate. And dudes online want you to care about what somebody, because they got a 50,000 subscribers, they got 100,000. They want you to care about that person's word to where it's detrimental to you. I don't operate like that. Our conversations all through this manosphere is not the same. I'm telling you to be voluntarily celibate and leave every 3 months. Voluntarily celibate. They telling you to incel, ragging on you, destroying incels, talking bad about them. I'm voluntarily celibate for 3 months. Talk about me. Talk about Yes Jonas. Who gives a fuck? See, it's not going to work with me. And I'm telling dudes to empower them to have this same feeling of empowerment as men. But dudes on YouTube want to take that from you, who call themselves manosphere. They want to put this, like Kwame Brown said, go along, get along. As long as you do what we say, you are friends. As long as you hate women, you are friends. So the moment you don't do that, we ain't sharing none of your videos, we ain't talking about you, I ain't a part of no fucking manosphere. You can have that bullshit. Because our conversations aren't the same. They don't have my focus. I'm trying to go over there. Fill my emotional and mental bank with a beautiful woman around, a guard dog, with great food, with a dope-ass scenery. And if that entails me not to go into bad places, you don't go into bad places. If you choose to go there, you know that something can happen to you if you go there. You take that risk. So I'm empowering men, and we call ourselves Passport Bros. We are MWWIOC, men wanting women in other countries. That's what we are. So if I'm not part of that, I'm not. You can have all of that. All of the riffraff, and people talk about the dumbest shit. I be like, yo, y'all talk about this, it's just dumb. That's why I don't want to be part of that. My focus isn't on that. What the hell women are doing? I'm just like, the women I get overseas, I'm like, We don't have these discussions. They like, how can I serve you? You see, that's the difference. Women overseas are saying, how can I serve you? Here, they're saying, how can you serve me? Two totally different conversations, yo. Two totally different conversations. So that's why I don't. People like, why you don't go on nobody's channels? Yeah, because then when I'm like, I'm thinking at the, But you know what? For this to be such a small channel, they come watch. And that's the good thing about it. Because they're still going to hear what I think. That's why they're trying to, let me disprove him. You can't disprove nothing what we say. That's why I'm telling passport bros to listen to dudes that want a difference, even if you don't call yourself a passport, whatever you call yourself, that's trying to travel internationally or to stop focus on here. That's why I'm telling you fellas. I'm like, yo, you can't disprove what we're saying. To leave every 3 months, can't disprove that. What can you say bad about that? If a dude stay disciplined, put his head down, work as many jobs as he can, provide for himself. If he got children, provide for that. We know he don't have a wife or girlfriend because he's not trying to date here. But how can you argue against that? Think about it. You'll be an idiot to argue against that. Or what if we say, yo, change your diet? When you go over there, understand how they operate with their foods, come back, and that way you can live a healthier life. How can you argue that? You can get pointers from overseas and bring that back here. How you think all these cuisines, they call it Chinese food, they call it Mediterranean, they call it these things for a reason. Operate like that. Or what do we say, yo, go get your rocks off, but have a guard dog? You want that companionship feeling, or if you want to get married overseas. How can you argue against that? We say, get married overseas. Have a wife over there, have a girlfriend over there. You're an idiot if you argue with men who are telling other men all of these things. And the list goes on, and I'm going to keep going. But you got some people that you call manosphere that will argue against this. Why would I want to be part of them? Period. And I know you say, that's not all of us, that's not all of us, that's not all. Well, there's no law and order. There's no discipline. There's no decorum for many of these guys. Not all. And that's the only time I'm calling on myself throughout this whole stream. That's the only time I'm going to qualify myself. But there's no... People stuck going in circles. They love the Matrix gender war. Yeah, they do. Oh, damn. Shout out to you for saying that. They love this thing. Do you know I know a YouTuber, he just always name dropping. I be like, yo, they be like, here he go again. Yo, let me tell you how many names, because they pay attention to this stuff that he does. There's like, yo, this dude just sits online in his car or in his room with a headset on, and all he talks about is YouTube 24 hours a day. He goes to sleep YouTube, he wakes up YouTube, he breathes YouTube. He be on a shitter probably talking about taking a dump, thinking about YouTube. Yo, who operates like this? That's all he knows. He don't go nowhere, talk about he traveled before. Bullshit. That's all he does is YouTube, name dropping his favorite YouTubers, name dropping them favorite YouTubers, going in his house, coming out and getting in the car, shitting YouTube, showering. How you showering thinking about men on YouTube? Thinking about ladies on YouTube. Nah, I'm not calling him that. I'm saying men and women on YouTube because I don't want that to be misconstrued. But how can you... Like, that's crazy to me. That's all his life revolves around is YouTube. People spend years caught up in Matrix drama. Yeah, that's true. And he just loved this, talking about women. I just like, dude. He doing it. Yeah, he doing it again. I was like, how do y'all listen to him? All he knows. Don't go nowhere. You never see him with nobody. For years, they said he's been doing this. For years. Not I. So if I'm going to not be a part of all of that shit, I'll stay right over here in my little passport group of men and be cool with it and not be part of the manosphere. Now help some brothers out. Because some brothers don't want to date in America. They don't want to feel like they have to date. And some dudes, some of these nerds, some of these dudes in who's socially awkward, they got a lot of money. Let me just say that. They got a lot of money. They might not support this platform, but they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money. But they don't know what to do with the income that they got coming in. They don't know what to do. And because they got this vitriol for women in the United States of America, it just builds up. They talk about only 5% of women on the planet. They think all women are like, yeah, exactly. They not even talk about 5% of the women. It's 7 billion people, and you talk about a good 50 million of them. I don't even think that's 5% out of 7 billion. 8 billion people, 7 to 8 billion people. And you talk about a good 50 mil, that's not even 5% of the women. Even if you go over to the UK or these westernized society, I'll put it as much as, I'll probably do 2%. I'll probably put it low, 2.5% of the women. Their whole conversation is about 2.5% of the women on this planet. I now understand why God built me differently Western ways. Even when I tried to conform, I never could. We appreciate you, bro. Thanks a lot. Oh, AM, thanks a lot, bro. Go support his channel, man. I keep getting it wrong. Basketball Guru. I was over there leaving a comment earlier. Put it in the chat, bro. Let me read his comment, though. Said, even when I tried to conform, I never could, and took an L every time. Traveling to other countries changed my life 100. Yeah, it did. It does. And cats don't want you to get that. They don't want you to feel that way. They don't want you to talk about it. They don't. So you talk about 2 to 3% of the women on earth. That's what you guys want us to focus on? And they saying everybody's westernized. I'm like, that's bullshit. What country are you going to? And I'm like, Brazil alone, they got 2.1 or more million single women than men. Which women are you talking about? Are you going to go to Africa? Which country do you pick? That's a large continent. What are you going to pick in South America? Where is this that all women are the same? Or don't you have the money to, or don't you have the resources or economics to go to those places where the women aren't like Western women? Just say that. Don't say all women are the same all over. Just say I don't have the money to afford to go to those areas where women aren't like American women. Then there's a different argument. But when you paint this with 2.5% of the population of women, you put all of the women to these 2.5% of the population or less. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Crazy. Now, do we know how many of this the 7 billion are women? Google it. And then I guess the percentage will somewhat rise. Like LK said. How many of the 7 billion women or the 7 to 8 billion people are women? Like 18 through I'll say about 18 through 50. How many of those women on this planet are from the ages of 18 to 50? Do we have those exact numbers? There's villages right now. There's a birth happening in a village right now that's not going to ever be recorded. And do we have those exact numbers? Hell, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of births happening right now. But are we going to have those numbers? See, that's what I'm saying. So if you really think about it, these dudes on YouTube that call themselves manosphere want us to focus on that small, minute percentage of women and saying they everywhere all over the earth. Bullshit. Bullshit. There's dudes out the country right now with some of the most beautiful women on earth. I'm hearing that a lot of dudes are in Brazil right now. That's what I'm hearing. A lot of dudes in Brazil, a lot of dudes in the DR. In those two places alone. You mean to tell me you go throughout that whole country and all of the women are the same? You go throughout the whole DR, the small little island country, half of it, right? In all of Brazil, and you telling me all the women are the same? You telling me that all of those women are just like American women? Hell, I got videos on my channel disproving that. I got videos on my channel disproving that all the women are the same. But you want me to focus on this small percentage of saying that, no, just say that you want to date and marry in America and you're frustrated because the women are not what you see us getting overseas. Just say that also. Just say that. Just say that. Just say that. Because I'm going to still be your Jonas. Ash L still going to be him. Patrick still be him. Gregor going to still be him. And so many others going to be, we all going to be us. We're not going to change. We're not going to change. Even when we was overseas, we're still not going to change. And you're telling me that all of the women, everybody can't be helped. They rather gripe and moan. And I don't like talking like that. I'm going to be real with you. I don't like talking like that. Because the moment you speak like that, here's the crazy part about it. Men want to be treated like men, right? And this is to your point, okay, right? Men want to be treated like men. But the moment you tell men, grown men, and say, yo, you got options, you got choices. No, I don't. Hold up. You got options and choices with economics, right? Yeah, I do. You got options with what food you want to eat, right? Yeah, I do. You got options with where you want to live and so forth and so on. But you don't have options to changing the environment or changing the scenery, talking about you want to date. This is crazy to me. So when it comes to dating, all of a sudden, so as like LK, I get your point and I agree with you, but I don't like taking that stance because then it's gonna make people. It's gonna put them in make them feel like they've been put in a box where they only have travel. And I don't want to take that where you just gripe and moan. I'd say, yo, you got options. That's it. Men have options. Whether you want to stay talking about that one form of options, which goes to your point again, they want to talk about that same options. They want to talk about the same one or less than 1% of women. Cool. You want to talk about less than 1% of the women on this planet. Cool. But you have options. So that's why I don't use the gripe and moan, because it's easy to take that stance, and then now there's you can't communicate with a lot of fellas. So I just say, yo, you got options. Do you want the less than 1% of women, or do you want to try the higher percents and go to different countries and have a better chance of a return? There's always a return in life. They don't want that return. So if I'm going to say they gripe and moan, you know what they're going to say? Oh, yeah, they automatically going to shut off, because some of them were raised by the very women that they despise. So I just say, yo, you got options. They don't want to exercise their options. So I say, yo, you sound like you don't want to exercise your options. And they say, everybody don't want to travel. What are you going to do in the interim? Well, everybody don't want to travel. Then you want to box yourself out in your options. That's not my problem. I didn't tell you to travel. I said go about it in a different way. That's what I said. If you're going to date somebody here, date a woman that just got off the plane or just got off the boat. Y'all know my quote, date somebody that just got off the boat. And you only got a year. I say you literally have a year and a half before she's infected. So enjoy that year and a half. Do that. Go to environments where women are from different cultures, ethnicities, and all that. Go talk to those women. And get them soon as they get off the plane. So that you got a year and a half before she's going to start changing. She's going to start thinking she has this particular power, and she's going to be part of that less than 1%. of women that you say you got that option. I don't suggest it. I don't suggest it. I say don't even date or marry here at all. Just say those dudes don't want to. You sound like a. I'm gonna make up a name for these type of dudes instead of gripe and moan. I'm gonna say. Whatever y'all think about. I don't know. I think I'm gonna say opti. Something with opti. You sound like an opti. I'll do something like that. Like make up with something with options. Dudes that don't want to exercise their options and want to say that they only have American women to look forward to. I'll say opti. I'll say something like that. Dudes sound like. So I come up with a definition, a term. It's like your previous great white shark video. Don't take them out of their elements. Yeah, you're right. Victor Asher, what up, bro? Victory Asher. Shout out to you. Don't take them out their element. Don't. You're crazy. The moment you take out of you destroy everything inside of them. Think about this. If I take you from this planet and take you up to space with nothing on to protect you, what's going to happen? You're going to die. Is that correct? You're going to die and you're going to float around and nobody's ever going to see you again. If I take you up to space, right, in a capsule, drop you off out there, what's going to happen? Or if you got the ability to fly up there one day, what's going to happen if you don't have protection? If you don't have certain protections, you're going to die. Same thing everything else. We saying leave out of your environment, try a different world, a different sphere, a different, whatever you want to call it. Try something different, but protect yourself at all times. That's all we're saying. Protect yourself at all times. And you know the stuff that you need. For instance, if I want to start traveling, I know I'm going to need money. See, we accept this as traveling dudes. I know I'm going to need money. I know I'm going to need, environment matters, yup. I know I'm going to need money. So I'm going to do 4 or 5 jobs just to get money. Hell, I was working earlier doing something extra to get money. I know I'm going to need money. So I said, okay, let me prepare myself. If I want to do this travel thing, I know I'm going to need money. Check. I know I'm going to have to change my mindset to where I got to deal with not being around a woman for 2.5, 3 months. Check. I know I'm going to have to learn discipline and what it really means. Check. I know I'm going to want to venture out and see what's out there with the locals and everything, but I also have to protect myself. Travel insurance, check. I know for a fact that I want a wife or a girlfriend, so let me go in an area that's not far from the States or whatever, but they haven't been westernized. Check. You're leaving out of your environment, which is this U.S. American dating or marriage environment, right? And you know what you're going to need to survive or to implement what you're trying to do. You're going to need to be protected. So why are we not going to do the same thing when it comes to travel? We are. We are. The checklist. The forever checklist for us passport bros. Checklist. What is your checklist, bro? I told you about. Damn, my mind is causing a blank. But I'll get it in a second. But I told you about certain stuff that you needed to do, that checklist. Most dudes try to operate, I'll get it later. I was going overseas with somebody. He's going to watch this. He's probably watching right now, right? I was going overseas with somebody, and so I'm chilling. I put everything together, told them what they need and everything. Do you know when we got to the airport, he said, yo, I didn't get the traveler's insurance. I said, what? Yeah, bro, I didn't get it yet. You think I'm really gonna need it? You ain't traveling with me. You ain't traveling with me. Because then they're gonna say, yo, who was you out the country with? Yes. Oh, how could I get his body back here if something happened? Or, 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 yo, he got a hospital bill that he can't pay. Like, it's better be prepared for an opportunity and not have it versus have the opportunity and not be prepared. Still like that viral video where the girl went out and no man talked to her and her friends. What video? Went out and no man talked to her and her friends, and she mad. She got what she wanted. Just like here, all of these women are walking around by themselves. Just like here, all of these women are walking around by themselves. This is just a lovely sight to see. That all of that, yo, this and that, it ain't gonna work in dating and marriage. Now, is it gonna get them what they wanted? Who's gonna? People say, well, a society ain't meant for this. All these apartment buildings going up. Who's gonna stay in them? The women. Why do you think all these apartment buildings are going up? You thought they was gonna stop giving women jobs and money? Who's gonna take care of all this single nature, all of these people being single and separate? You say society wasn't made like that. Well, obviously they putting more buildings up so these women can stay in something. Obviously they making more cars so these women can drive something. Obviously they making more makeup, wigs, clothes, and everything. They doing all that so these women can keep being single and keep, because they making money off them. You said society wasn't made for that, but they making money off of it. Hugh, what up? Salute from Seattle, Washington. Thanks for spreading those effective channels, knowledge and power. Shout out to you, Hugh. So it's like you thought they was gonna stop because the society was meant for family? Bullshit. They thinking about economics and how we could keep this thing going. And the only way to keep this thing going is keep empowering women, making it seem like they don't need no man. That's gonna stay happening. So y'all gonna keep arguing that for the next 20, 30 years. People say they want women to lose their jobs and to have no income coming in. As long as women can sell their bodies or strip or do something like that, they're always gonna be good. Now, what they do with the money is on them. But there's always a back alley and there's always a horny guy. I say let them do them. You still got a large number well, it's still large. You still got a large number of men who see they want to take care of them. Y'all never gonna stop that. They be in the same circles as you guys, and you don't even know your homeboy paying for women. He paying rent. I was listening to a guy walking yesterday, and he was with his little friend, or like one of these friends, you know, cool, right? And he was like, "Yo, she called me," and I just felt so like now they walking down the street talking. I was listening. He was like, so he was talking to another chick that was just his friend. I don't know if she was his cousin. I don't know what she was, but I know he was a particular friend because he was explaining this to her. He was like, guess what she did? And I know he makes great money. And I'll tell you about that in a second. He said, yo, and he seemed like, and I'll tell you about that in a second, but he was walking down the street with her. He says, yo, do you know she called me? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to this spot. And she was like, well, I'm already somewhere and you could just send me the money. She was already out partying or doing what she was doing. I don't know if she was out the country. I don't know if she was partying. He was supposed to meet her. She said, nope, went out and did her own thing, right? And still told him on the phone, what? Well, if you was going to spend the money anyway with her, and you ain't going to do that now because I'm already doing my thing, you might as well send me the money. He was actually talking about this to the girl he was walking with. He was like, yo, she was tripping. She talked about, and you know what he sound like? He sound like he would still do it and send her the money. I was like, oh my God. You had this woman tell you send her money and you still on the phone with her? Send you money. Click. But we still have millions of those men out there. That's why these women are always going to have their apartments. That's why these women are always going to, because you still got a group of men who will pay a $3,000 rent bill for that woman per month. He like, yo, I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no woman. I make $200,000 a year. I might as well pay her rent. There's always going to be dudes like this. Versus me, if I'm going to pay somebody rent, which I'm not going to do, but I'm just making a point. Listen to me, hear me out. If I'm going to pay somebody's rent, it's going to be a woman, because she could do the same thing. She could be having dudes over. Obviously, she's going to seek the attention of men. It's somewhere else instead of his attention, and he's taking care of her bills, right? So I'd rather pay somebody's rent in a foreign country where I know her rent might be $100 a month, and she'll be living big time, be $200, $300 a month, and she living in upscale neighborhood for that $200, $300 a month. $3,000, $2,000, $1,500. You still don't control who she got coming in her house in the United States of America. But I take care of foreign women, $400, $300, $200 a month. 4 times 12, 3 times 12 versus 2,000 times 12. You see how this works? These guys are going to do it anyway. So I'm like, yo, go get a bad chick that you want. Go get a bad J. Clyde, what up, bro? Go. Why do these cats settle for women who misbehave? I just don't get it. I don't either. But think about this. You got a bad woman. You don't know what she's doing overseas, just like you don't know what she's doing in her apartment on the other side of town. Because if you show up and you're not supposed to, she's going to get security or call the cops on your ass. So that's my, like, I'm like, if I would do something for somebody and I'm making that much, I'm going to go to a place that I know my money's going to go further, and she's still going to be her independent self. You heard what she told him? I'm somewhere else, so we ain't going to be able to chill, and you could still send me the money that you was going to spend tonight. I was like, oh my, what am I hearing? And he's in public, walking down the street, telling people this, which it wasn't down the street. It was only in the vicinity. And she told you to send her money, and you still talking to her. Delete. Just crazy, man, to me. So I'm supposed to think, okay, that's cool. He's going to do it anyway. So why not do it overseas? I'm not going to do it. J. Clyde and people like that ain't going to do it. But you guys get what I'm saying. J. Clyde ain't paying nobody's rent. I know that. I know this for a fact. When he's around him, he might show him a good time. But that has certain stipulations on it. So but now if you really rocking with somebody and you know for a fact that this chick is, which you still don't know for a fact, but there's a high probability that she's more into you, he said facts, there's a high probability that she's more into you, what can you say? What can you say? So I'm like, if you're gonna do it, go, like, that's the purpose of men, trying to get more bang for their buck, trying to get something low cost on everything. So why not even do it overseas if you're going to do that? Because I bet you he don't even get no you know what from her. She probably ration that out to him every 2.5, 3 months. Or if that, probably don't give him nothing the way he's begging. And you won't have to do none of that back. And think about it. He makes $200,000 a year. Just think about this, right? He makes $200,000 a year. He take that $200,000 because he wants to pay people rent. He wants to show them a good time. You show a foreign woman a good time, not even a third of that money, and she'll treat you like a king. He's doing it anyway, fellas. We trying to stop him from doing it. Nah, you can't break that. You can't break somebody who makes good money, who don't have any major bills or responsibilities. You can't break that. You can't break that. He's going to keep doing it. But what you can do is show him what quality of women, because they control him, what quality of women he can get over there versus over here. And that always works. That always works. Always works. Let me let y'all see what crawled on me. Oh, he left. He wouldn't let me touch him. It was a ladybug. A man bug, I mean. He wouldn't let me touch him. He started running off me and then flew away. Where's that frog? Remember that frog the other day? I wonder where that damn frog went. So that's the crazy part about it, yo. That's the crazy part about it. I'm telling fellas, I'm like, listen, just weigh your options, see what's the best outcome. Him paying $2,000-$3,000 a month on rent, that's not a good outcome to a woman that's not appreciative. Not a good outcome. Not a good outcome. The way she was talking to him, obviously she doesn't respect him at all. Not a good outcome. I'd pay somebody, if I was in his boat and his mindset, I'd rather pay a $200 rent. And when I come into town, because think about it, he don't work on the weekends, because them office jobs, you mainly don't have to work on the weekends when you're making that much, right? He can take frequent trips overseas every weekend, right? Or every other weekend because of the money he makes and his overhead and what he don't have to do with his. He could take that money, take it overseas, go out there and see her more often than not. He could just do a weekend trip and it still won't cost him as much as he paying her for rent. The woman that he's dating here in the States. Just think about that, fellas. It won't cost him nowhere near as much. So I said more bang for your buck, but again, his lens isn't clear. Most dudes saying, I ain't paying for a woman, nothing. Hey, I agree with you, but beauty costs. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all seen my video on Instagram. Beauty costs. It's always going to cost you. I don't care who you are or what you do. Beauty costs. It's always going to cost you. It depends on, again, what you choose to pay for that beauty. Beautiful beaches is going to cost you to go there. Beautiful women is going to cost you to go to. The beautiful family environment, whatever, the wonderful family environment, we can use wonderful and beauty interchangeably. But it's going to cost you. But you determine how much. But the problem here in the U.S. is you let women determine how much. It's a dope ass day, man. Nice ass night. What y'all fellas up to? Beauty is a commodity, yeah, it is. You think about this. Oh, think about this. A woman can find me beautiful all day, but if she's sloppy looking and there's a no. We are paying in some way. If it's not with dollar, it might cost you time and what? Time is money. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, you're studying that Portuguese heavy. Oh man, boa tarde, boa noite. Como vai? I was listening to a whole bunch of Portuguese earlier today. It was crazy. Just filling my mind up with that stuff. I be killing mosquitoes like crazy. They don't like the smoke. Muito bem. Copa do Mundo significa nada. Significa nada. I feel good speaking another language, man. Ela é muito gordo agora. Ficando em dentro do carro. Brasileiros. That's crazy. I was speaking to women from Portugal like 2 days ago, and it was so funny, man. They was like, I was on the phone with her, and she was talking. She doesn't speak English, but she speaks Italian, she speaks French, she speaks Portuguese. And I'm on the phone with her, or whatever like that. She's trying to learn English also. Said I understand. She's I'm on the phone with her, chopping up with her, right? She was like this crazy. I'm shocked that you know how to speak. She was like, I never met, and I know what she was saying, but you get what I'm saying. She said, I never met an American that knows how to speak her language so clearly, who didn't get studies or who didn't go out there and get taught by anybody. And I said, well, it's just practicing. I wanted it bad enough, and I'm still learning. So, after this live, depois eu engraçando esse vídeo, eu preste, né? But um, they looking at me. But shout out to all y'all for having a clear lens on, yo. Shout out to y'all for chilling in the crib right now, saving that money, stacking that money. Shout out for all those who doing second and third jobs tomorrow, 2 and 3 jobs on Saturday. Shout out to y'all going to get extra money in your pocket to travel. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to y'all studying languages. I suggested for learning Portuguese. I'm planning to travel to Rio next year, and I know that speaking Portuguese will make a vacation even better. I told you I'm working on this course. I'm putting it on. What's it called? But there's a lot of hands-on. So I gotta like do videos with a Brazilian woman, and then try to break it down. Take all the time. Y'all don't understand. It's aggravating the editing. That's aggravating. So, especially when you got other stuff to do. But I suggest that you, again, y'all. I put this in my book. I got a book on how to learn Portuguese. My quick tips on what I learned, and for me. So that's all got something to do with me. I didn't follow nobody because I didn't know nobody wrote anything on this. But for me to learn language, I told you, I put index cards everywhere. I went to go to get index cards. I put them on the microwave. What that microondas? I put it on the ice maker, gelo. Geladeira, carro, whatever it is, porta, whatever it is, janela, xícaro or copo, fraco, gaveta, canetas. I don't care what it is, man. Put index cards everywhere. Whatever language you're trying to learn, put them everywhere. If you're trying to learn 2 languages, put it on the same damn card. And then your first beginner learning languages, put on the first card, learn verbs. Learn verbs. You go, those verbs, those 501 verbs in every language, I don't see why dudes don't spend time learning fucking verbs. You need them. You need them. So I don't care if it's coger, cogindo. I don't care if it's that. I don't go cominho. I don't put cards on everything and learn verbs. You saying frita de porco, frita de frango. You could say that, like fried fish, fried chicken. You like what is fry? Frita. Know what it's doing. What is run? Correr. What is talk? Follow. What like verbs, 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 verbs. I don't care if you can't put those verbs in complete sentences. Just learn the verbs. Just go learn the. I don't care what language it is. Learn the freaking verbs. Verbs, verbs, verbs. That's all you're doing. Like I'm recording a video right now. I'm talking in a video right now. Like all of that stuff. Falando neste video. You see what I'm saying? Falando neste video. I'm talking in this video. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's the stuff you gotta learn. So it'll go a long damn way. Verbs, verbs, verbs. Just learn the verbs. Because when somebody starts speaking, you're gonna be like, oh, they saying walking, or they saying frying food, or they saying, and learn the conjugations to those verbs also. Then they're gonna, so you could start putting two and two together. Like you might not understand the first part of it, or if they're asking a question, but you know for a fact that they said run, that you know for a fact that they say leaning, you know for a fact that they say using the bathroom. So you know for a fact that, so that's the key. Verbs, verbs, verbs. Learn all the verbs you can. You should wake up in the morning and say, how do I say get out of bed? Verb, you getting up, you rising. That's a good idea. Post it everywhere. Cool, thanks. Oh, no, thank you. But that's the best way to do it. I was supposed to send my cousin this book, so I guess she stopped talking to me because I ain't sent her the. I was supposed to send her to Learn Portuguese in 7 days. I still didn't do it. I've been busy, so I guess she stopped talking to me because of that. I guess she stopped talking to me because of that. That's the same cousin y'all saw in the video. She probably watching. I was supposed to send that a long time ago. Think about this. All of this money that's moving around the city, these people ain't gonna stop partying like this probably till like 2, 3 a.m. What time is it on y'all clock, Eastern Standard Time? Who got the time? Let's see what time it is now and how long I've been live. Because if I exit out of here, it's going to knock us off this live stream. What time is it Eastern Standard Time? What time is it right now on the East Coast? Oh, 11:32. All right, thanks a lot, MP. 11:32. So I've been talking to y'all for over an hour and a half, or close to it. And they're going to be partying like this for the next, like it's 11:30, 12:30, 1, 2:30. You talk about another 3.5 hours, money is still going to be moving through the city. Recession? That's a dope way to promote your Uber. He got a big light across his whole like windshield saying Uber in neon blue. That's dope. They get more creative with this Uber broke advertising. Damn, somebody pressing that horn hard as hell. That might be an accident. Oh, somebody hit somebody. Somebody ran into somebody. If that horn going like that, get a horn stuck. Somebody hit somebody. Look, they going in Chase Bank right now at the ATM to get more money. Three people walked into Chase to get more money. But yo, that's the dope part about it. A lot of fellas out the country, yo. And fellas, just watch who you putting on video. I'm just like, yo, all of these guys who be putting watch who you hanging out with. I told you what we do. We ask for IDs, man. I know I do. I take pictures of them. You know how many Brazilian women pictures of IDs I got in my phone? You know how many CPF numbers I have? Do you know how many bank accounts I have in Brazil? I even told them to give me your bank account just in case you up to something. So if somebody coming after, they're gonna know everything about you. I just don't play it with my foreign women. They know the deal. They know the deal. I have a log of IDs in my phone. And if they say they don't want to show you ID, you gotta go. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the out of here. A foreign woman wouldn't dare to, no, I'm not showing you my, okay, sure. See, it's not that bad for us. Just like you found her, you could find about 2,000 more women. Before I get on live stream, I want to know everything about you. This virus thing did hurt a lot of the income that a lot of these women have in these countries. It did hurt it. Because think about all that tourist money that left their countries, yo. These women, some of these countries are hurting. Fellas, what country y'all think hurting the most that dudes have traveled to? Because dudes were still traveling to DR. You see me out there. Dudes were still going to Colombia doing this virus thing. Dudes were still going to Brazil. Dudes were still going to Central America and even Mexico. What's the hardest hit country that dudes stopped traveling to? I don't know, man. That's tough. I'll say the Thailand and Philippines and all of those places. I'll say that. Oh, Thailand, yeah. I'll say Thailand took a big hit. I'm talking about the major places that we go, all of us. I don't care what race, color, grouping, ethnicity, your category. I don't care what. I'm telling you, Thailand took a big hit. There's another place somebody mentioned that took a big, big hit. What the best area on the fly? We're headed to Rio. Delta. Delta is expensive, and I'm gonna get to your rest of the stuff in the question. But um, Delta. The reason why I like Delta, yo, they treat you like high class in Delta, yo. I'm telling you, like any gripe that you have, yo, that's reasonable, and you have some type of decorum, not just nasty, a nasty personality. Delta's been treating me ever since I had that mishap with them. Y'all remember years ago? I had that mishap with them and I went live and I ragged on Delta on my last channel. They put my name in the system. J. Claude told me what they was gonna do to me, right? They put my name in the system, and J. Claude could explain it if he can. But they put my name in the system, yeah, Delta, yeah. They put my name in the system, and I guess they put me as a level something or J Cloud. I don't know how that works. It's hostile or stuff. I don't know, but they gonna know you after that. They gonna know you forever. They put something in the system where they gonna know if you had a gripe, a complaint, and they gonna give you a certain right. So, with that being said, I went off. I was on the phone with J Cloud at that time. I went off. I was like, yo, they didn't give me a seat or nothing. And I paid for the where you could pick your own seat. I went to go pick my seat and they still wouldn't let me get my seat. I'm like, yo, I'm not on a standby or nothing like that. This never happened to me before. And at the time I was going to Brazil, like, that was like 17, 18 times around then. Or a little bit less. I don't know, around there. So I'm on the phone with Jay Clyde. I'm like, yo, wait. He was like, yo, that's weird. I never seen nobody not get their seat who paid for it. And at that time, I was breaking big money going to Brazil. I'm talking about $1,500, $2,000 on plane tickets, bro, because I didn't know no better. I was just going. And so Jay Clyde was like, that's weird. So I raised I called the corporate. I did it all. They had me all throughout the system. Next thing out of nowhere, it came time for us to get on the plane. So I go to the front. I said, yo, this is unacceptable. Y'all still didn't give me my flight? Them motherfuckers damn near gave me a first class. I was like they straightened everything up, or they let me go on first. Man, they but I could tell that log, whatever that log said, you could tell they log because they'll look at me and then they'll come, like, give me extra attention. And yeah, I wonder if everything okay with you. And I'm like, because Jay Clyde will tell you they already know who's who, what's what. They know everything about you from a travel standpoint with their company on that log. They know your name. And so I was like, man, it's like, do you want some more to drink? And do you they was just going above and beyond that whole entire flight, yo. And you talk about 9 hours, they was going to, and that's the only time I really had like a real, like, everything else was light. It was just me and my feelings. But that was like, they was like, okay, we done effed up. So let's try to make this right. So they was about to lock me out of my flight that I paid for. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, yo. I was like, what y'all doing? I broke bread for this flight. And they called me, they gave me Sky Miles on top of that. So I was good. Patrick listening behind. He behind. He must have just came back in. I'm tall like you, but unwilling to pay first class prices for a flight. I heard that Delta Comfort is a good experience. Yeah, it is. Delta Comfort is cool, but if you can't do Delta Comfort, what I would suggest to you, because Jay Clyde don't know nothing about this, because he ain't rolling with the big dogs. Hit that thumbs up if you coming in here, fellas. But what I realized when it comes to that, I usually get the exit row seats and I pay the extra $40 or something like that for the exit row. So it's not much. But let me tell you a trick that I always do. And Jay Clyde already know about this. I get, like, if I'm going to Brazil and I know that flight long as shit, let me tell you what I do. I'll pay and put where you can change your seat. So I'll pay the price for the ticket where you got the option to change your seat. And let me tell you what I do. When I'm downstairs, not coming upstairs yet, and asking the people that's next to the plane about to let you in, not them, those attendants up there. I do it before I get upstairs. I tell a person at the computer downstairs, to check in, to go through the security and all that. I'll make sure I don't log in online. I'll make sure I don't check in online. I'll make sure I get extra time, go to the airport, right? Because I know I paid the money to change seats. Like, you have the option, depending on what you get, the basic, economy, all that. Jay Clyde know about all that. He could correct me if I'm wrong. But what I'll do is I'll go to the desk first and I'll say, yo, I'm 6'7", You see how tall? Yeah, I see how very tall you are. Right? We'll be talking in Portuguese, and I said, please give me a seat because I'm tall. That please, this will help very much. That's a handicap for me. I use these words, and they'll give me either Delta Comfort or they'll give me a roll with nobody sitting on it so I can stretch out. They always do that to me. They always do that to me. Or they'll write on the ticket special, like special accommodations. They'll write something on the last trip I did on Delta. They wrote special accommodations, and they gave me a first class seat. I'm not gonna say they don't do that to y'all, but I'm telling you how I was getting away with that all these years. So I just gave y'all a little trick, put y'all on some tall man's game, or even short guys. They could still do what I'm doing. Like it's a trick that you. But Delta was always good for me. I can't stand Spirit. Ain't nothing spiritual about that damn flight. Just nothing but a bunch of demons. They should change the flight name to Demons. That's what they should change the company name to. And I'm not talking about the company per se. I'm talking about the people that's flying. Just a bunch of demons. Always want to fight because the flight is cheap. I don't do that Frontier Air. I don't do none of those shits. Let me do the Deltas, the Southwest. Well, Southwest don't really do overseas like that. So, damn, somebody washing clothes. That shit smell good. So, they don't do overseas like that. Hit that thumbs up, fellas, if you haven't. But I would usually do the Delta. Yo, I love this setup, yo. Jay Clyde, what you think of this background? What you think of this setup, yo? At night. Jay Clyde, where you at? Hugh, where you at? What y'all think about this? Patrick, where you at? What y'all think about the new setup? Oh, Jay Clyde said it's nice. It's best to visit Rio before Carnival afterwards. It don't make a difference for you to go to Brazil. It don't really make a difference. I tell people to go to Carnival for the experience. Most people try to avoid all that traffic, the people. It's not that. It's not bad. Jay Clyde will tell you it's not bad. He went to the one in Salvador. Um, Jay Clyde said it was really crazy up there, but he had a hotel. I always get my hotel in the same hotel, and I pay 4 months ahead of time. Like you guys should be doing 4 months. But if you really want to get it shit low, you could go afterwards. You could go in the off season. Like right now, you could go. You can go in November. It's pretty cheap to go out there right now. So if you sitting on paper, like 30 grand in the bank, and you're able to move around and do what you want and still make money, you can go on off seasons like this. Um, that's some nice. Yeah, man, I love this background, boy. So you could go on off seasons like this. It's gonna be pretty cheap, so you'll be good. Um, but but if it was up to me, man, I'd go when they're doing something, because the feel is a lot better, and you won't be the target for anything if you venture away from the tourist area. Let me repeat, you won't be the target. Like in them off seasons, I don't care what country you go to, you're gonna be the target because they're gonna know you stick out like a sore thumb. So I'd rather go when a lot of people, because they'll never know who's who, especially in a place like Brazil. But they could tell when foreigners are foreigners. Like we could tell who's foreigners. I know I can. I know Clyde can. They could tell also. Hugh, I'm sure you could tell who's foreigners when they come into your state. You said I got the dough. Of course, all of y'all papered up. Some of the donations that y'all be sending me, I'm like, damn. Especially Mark B, people like him. Mark B be dropping loads. You see Ash L just came in here and dropped 2 loads. So y'all be sitting on some paper. And also, was that Hugh? Who was the other person that dropped it after Ash L? Was it Hugh? I don't know. I don't know. Johnny Flacco, the most traveling Johnny Flacco is one of the most traveling dude. But Johnny Flacco got to go far. I'm not giving Johnny Flacco the trophy no more. Because he stayed going to Colombia. Like, you got to go far. I go far east, yo. When I start seeing Johnny Flacco go far east, then I'll start giving him more props. I want to see some stuff that we ain't seen yet. A dude that's keep going to far east like 3 times in 7 months. Working on Ghana now. How much is that going to cost you? How much is that Ghana trip going to cost you? And how long is it going to take you to get there? You see that bug? And how long is it going to take you to get up there? True, when I went to Brazil my first time, my guard dog told me she could tell I was foreign just how I moved. Yep. They could tell her, who was that? Jamie, what up, bro? 18 hours, had to get a yellow fever shot. Oh, shit. Well, if I got listen, if I got what y'all call a jab, if I got that, then I could do the yellow fever. It don't matter to me. And a yellow fever, they say, lasts 10 years. Yo, now I got the full card that shows I got both doses. Man, Europe is wide open for people that got the vaccine. Europe is wide open for us. Europe like, oh, you got both of those? Come on in. But I heard Europe getting cold right now. They said the temperature is changing. But I'm a cold type of dude, so. Johnny Flacco about to go to Ghana. That'd be big. That'd be big for you, bro. Got the dough. I just don't know if Carnival would be good time for my first time. What do y'all think? Johnny Flacco and Jay Claude done been there a whole bunch of times. What do y'all think? Do y'all think his first time going to Brazil during Carnival, you think it's good or no? Wait, I'm hurting now. I had to mask my passport off to get my Ghanaian visa. Oh, hell no. I'm not mailing my passport. Nah. I got that thing like, you think we... And then he said, I find that traveling solo is cool because you don't have to accommodate. Yeah, you're right about that. Me personally, here go Jay Claude, he said, I wouldn't want the first time as a carnival. Jay Claude said he wouldn't do the first time carnival, but he gonna have more to do. He gonna be able to go to the samba schools with us. He gonna be able to go to these little barbecues that we have, like stuff like that. You come on, but I can get how it can be overwhelming. But if he got the paper to do it, he gonna be in Uber most of the time, in and out of Ubers. He could get a hotel, dope ass hotels in the area that he's visiting. Like for instance, if he gonna go party in the North Zone, make sure you go to a dope ass hotel. Let me tell y'all a trick. And you never heard this first. If you're going to go to the North Zone, which is, Jay Claude, how long is that? About an hour and some change away? If you're going to do that, an hour and some change away, find a hotel in the area so after you leave that club or whatever like that, you could go to a nice hotel and don't be on that road late night in a place like Brazil and stay at a fly-ass hotel in the North Zone if you can find one. That's the key to do this. I just put y'all on something that y'all haven't thought about. If you somewhere in Thailand and the streets is fishy and people, when you leaving out and you know you far off, and find a dope ass spot or Airbnb or hotel that you can get before you go out and party. Shit, I got both doses of Moderna and a booster shot. Oh, shout out to you, Hugh. You just like me. We in there like swimwear. Jay Clark got him too. I got to mail my passport to get a visa for a place I'm going to next year too. Jay Clark, shut up. Jay Clark ain't going nowhere. Jay Clark ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I wouldn't do Carnival as a first timer. Why all of y'all keep saying that? Yo, it's fly. I went to Brazil in Halloween, and it was parties everywhere in Halloween, and I loved it. My first time going to Brazil was at Halloween, where they doing the most craziest stuff, dressing crazy, having a blast, all in the streets, having fun. Yo, it was dope. So, I don't know. Uh, Salute to the panel. Oh, OW, what up, bro? I just mentioned you earlier, man. Thanks a lot for the shout out. Thanks a lot for the call, bro. And I mean that. Thanks a lot for the shout out and the call, bro. Peace to you, man. So, go subscribe to J. Claude, him. Johnny Flacco, you got a channel yet? That's the dude that should have had a channel years ago. Johnny Flacco be everywhere. It will be cheaper too. He not worried about money. That's why I'm like, Johnny Flacco, he not worried about money. So he burning paper. Especially if he ain't got no kids, no major bills, you good. I always judge a dude's life from those two things. If you don't have kids and you don't have any major bills, if you got that going for you in life, you could become the best traveler on earth. There's some dudes out there that make us look like toys, what we're doing. I've been to Thailand this year 6 times. Oh, I've been to Europe 4 times. I've been to Brazil 6 times. Oh, I've been to Colombia 3. They laugh at our travels. And they don't stay there for long periods of time either. They probably stay about a week and then it's a good dilemma to have. Choices are also, nah, choices are not good, bro. You have so many options that you have no option because you don't know what to pick. Now, it's probably different for you. I'm talking about the people with so many choices. They don't, yo, I gotta pick one, and they start going crazy. And then when they do pick one, they don't think it's the right one because they want to go over here. So for them, it might be different. For you, it might be cool. Um, Life is full of opportunities, which is true. So that's what I'm saying. For you, it's different. I appreciate the feedback, gentlemen. Thanks a lot. Setup is nice. Patrick, you on the back play. You got to move all the way up to the front. Cape Verde got me. Yo, Cape Verde, I told you, I'm going there. Now that I got this vaccine, I got that over with. Now I'm trying to, like, because they put stipulations when you don't have it and make a lot of these countries nervous. But when you do have it, they still want you to follow the mask protocols, but it alleviates a lot from them. So, yeah, but I'm going to Cape Verde early. And I met so many beautiful women out there. One lady was expecting me to come out there, and she gave up. She was like, yo, I've been waiting for you for over a year. You still ain't come. So Cape Verde is fly. Y'all need to look it up. I figured 2,000 for a ticket, 1,000 for Airbnb, and 2,000 for spending money. I'm thinking of 2 weeks. Damn. And they saying these brothers don't have money. They saying all you passport dudes don't have money. I don't care what color you are. Tell them you making that bread. Yeah, but their Portuguese is not the same, Johnny Flacco. When I was on the phone with her, I couldn't understand what she was saying. It was hard for me to understand. They got that, what do you call that? It's not patois. What is it when they speak the language but they made up their own dialect? What is that called, fellas? Help me out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Creole. They got a Creole style Portuguese, yo. Bro, they got their own language, their own Creole Portuguese in Cape Verde. And I was learning it. Bro, I downloaded all the books and stuff to learn it. But yeah, they got their own words and it has nothing to do with Portuguese. Yo, it's crazy. And they actually use that language there, so it was hard. It was hard. She was talking to me and I was like, what did you say? I couldn't understand none of her Portuguese. I couldn't understand none of it. They got this Creole style Portuguese in Cape Verde. Go look it up. YouTube it. They got Creole, Portuguese, and Cabo Verde. So that was crazy. A lot of cats are leaving the country. A lot of cats is leaving the country. Johnny Flacco, how long you going for? He said here about to hit up Ghana. We got somebody that been to Cape Verde, Roy. Roy in our group been there. Johnny Flacco, I wish you could meet him. Roy been there, Cape Verde, about 10 times, yo. He been to Cape Verde. He been to Cape Verde or Cabo Verde. He been there like 10 times. He always out there. Because I think they got think about it, he stays in Boston. They got a flight to go from Boston straight into straight into one place you stop and then into Cabo Verde. All other places you got to stop 3 times, 3 layovers. But in Boston, when you go up to Boston, you could go there quicker if you live up there. When you headed back to Rio, we headed back there in February. Yeah, I got other places I'm thinking about going. I got other places, like now that I got this second, I'm thinking about really just taking a one-hitter quitter somewhere. But I'm telling you, man, it seemed like Europe is the target. It seemed like somewhere in Europe is the target. Depending on how the guard dogs react out there, somewhere in Europe is the target. I always want to try Germany. I'm not even gonna lie, I want to try Germany. I wanted to try, well, I can. Let's just say I can go anywhere. Anywhere I want. As long as you got the paper in the capital, you could go anywhere you want. Want to hit up Kiev, Ukraine again. Oh, okay. Yeah, you said you was out there when we was in Brazil. You said you was That's crazy. Johnny Flacco happened to walk at Mabs and he was right there. He walked right up to us. He saw Jay Clyde. He saw me. He saw Grego. Yo, he walked right up to us, yo. He knew exactly who he was. It was no. That's crazy when people know you're like, and he walked up right up to us. Love. No. Nah, I'm gonna wait till they come over here to me. Johnny Flacco, what would you give Ukraine from 1 to 10? I know the women. I know that we'll discuss that in a second. I'm talking about the overall environment. What would you give Ukraine from 1 to 10? Oh, you like it better when it's not planned and you just get up and go? I don't know. Who's any of y'all them get up and go type? Who else is a get up and go type of dude? Who just want to get up and go? Or is it better to plan out your... I'm a plan. I got to plan. I got to know the prices. That's the whole purpose of it. See, Johnny Flacco just burning paper. He throwing paper away. My sage. Y'all see my sage going? My sage. You know how them one with nature people? My sage. This is my sage. My sage is going. What country is a 10 and why? Brazil's every bit of a 10. That's not even a question. Brazil's every bit of a 10. You know what makes Brazil a 10? Every place could be violent. That's not even an issue. So let's not get into the flaws of that country. Brazil, the energy. The energy. When you're out in Brazil, it's just nothing but love for the most part. It's just the energy of Brazil. The energy is what can make a country a 10, a 9, a 8, the 10. Oh, Johnny Flacco. What would you put the women from 1 to 10? Because those some tall. Johnny Flacco, how tall are you? Like 6'2", right? Johnny Flacco, Jay Clyde, am I right? Jay Clyde is 6 foot or 6'1". I think Jay Clyde is 5'11". No, Jay Clyde is. So what would you get of women in Ukraine from 1 to 10? He said, got to plan out and do my research prior to travel. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Um, what's good, chat? Who that? Marcus Love Experience. Oh, Marcus, we ain't see you in a minute, bro. Ever since you came back from, what was that, Philippines? We ain't hear from you in a minute. Johnny Flacco is 6'3". Oh, Johnny Flacco, you don't look that tall, man. I can see on the top of your head, bro. Oh, man. Johnny Flacco don't look that tall, man. I can see on the top of his head. Um, I don't know. What I'm seeing about Ukraine women, they're okay to me. Germany women are okay to me. I just like the fact that they slim. Most of them women are tall and slim. Like I've seen some women in Ukraine. That chick told me she was 6'3". Went to another profile. She said she was 6'2". Went to another profile. She said she was like 6'4". Went to another profile. She said she was 6'1" and 5'11". What's the average height in Ukraine? Ain't it like 5'8", 5'9"? Cause I did. I don't. I think that's the tallest country I've ever dealt with when searching online. Jay Carr said he's 6 foot. Jay Carr, you 6 foot? Yeah, cause Jay Carr towers over Grego. Yeah, Jay Carr is about 6 foot. I've been in Salvador Bahia, Brazil for 11 days now. Oh man, women are fine in Salvador. Yeah, they are. Greetings, brother. Have you ever thought about writing a book? I would love to hear your perspective in life in parallel to what you learned growing up, especially after visiting Salvador, Brazil. I'm thinking about it, but I'm like, who the fuck would read that? Nobody cares about it because they done saw the videos and heard the videos, so they really don't give a fuck. Now, if I was Mark Wayne's or somebody like that who got 2 million views on the video, a million subscribers and stuff like that, then people will really care. But I limit myself by talking about dating so much. So pretty much people don't want to hear what I got to say because they're going to think it revolves around that when it's not. So if I write a book, it's going to be like a dope ass perspective because I'm going to dig. You know why I hate writing books and really taking my time to write thick books? Because it strains you. It's like whenever I write, that's why I stop writing. I get angry. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I write, I get angry. I don't want to be bothered. I feel like I'm drained because you got to work a 9 to 5 and then go write a book, and then so I just get drained. So that'd be if I write something like that, I would really be living in a country around then. The only way I write a book like that is if I'm living in that country and could take time and sit on the beach and be at my guard dog's house and she in there making food for us and the family's around chilling. So I don't know. I would really tell y'all some stuff that I've never told anybody. In that book, I'll really tell some stuff that I haven't told anyone. But I don't know. It'll have to be somewhere where it's not draining me. And then you got to leave from there and then get a call. Yo, I need you to go do this and stuff like that. So it'll have to be really when I'm settled down. They dress up girls in Ukraine. You ain't tell us from 1 to 10, Johnny Flacco. We trying to figure out from 1 to 10. We understand the environment. But from 1 to 10, how's the women? That's what dudes are waiting for you to I think you have a talent that helps other people, brother, but I understand. Well, if that's a book that, so if I get more than one person telling me to write something like that, then I'll do it. So I got one from you, and I don't know, like, where would I go in a book like that? What would I go toward? Like, what would be the theme? Just give me a thought of what theme. Like, write that all out so I can, because that might be, I might stop everything and start doing that if it's going to be a good theme. But thank you for the compliment, bro. Haha, they got models that are straight 10. Shut up. Hold up. They are white as paper. Yeah, but we don't care. See, I don't do that where it's back to Africa. I want the whole experience of, mm, I'm not going to limit myself. If I didn't limit myself with traveling and going out the country, why would I go and say, I'm only going to go to the African countries? No, I'm not doing that. I want to try the whole globe and get their perspectives. And I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on Europe, man. I was thinking about it a couple months ago, but somebody talked me out of it. And it wasn't the right time, so I'm glad they did that. It wasn't the right time. So I thank them for talking me out. That's all like J. Claude said something to me earlier. He said he's not going to tell you not to do something when you're a friend of his, but what he is going to say is, do you want to lose your passport? He had me rolling. He said, they going to take your passport, and that automatically straightened me up. Snow bunnies. He said, no limits. A pretty woman is a pretty woman. Exactly. I don't know. People saying, yo, you only saying that because she's light. I'm like, what sense does that make? It's just dumb. If she dark skinned and she pretty dark, if she's deep brown or 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 browner hue and she's pretty, she's going to be pretty. Whether she's dark brown or whether she's light brown, she's going to be, whether she white as paper, whether she's pink. If she's pretty, she's going to be pretty regardless. Attraction is universal, man. When you're an attractive person, you're attractive universal. Like, you could take the woman that I saw earlier and take her anywhere. Like, you could have took Halle Berry in her prime and put Halle Berry anywhere, but she wouldn't have been a dime. But she's naturally pretty. She's naturally cute. Let's just say cute. I never thought Halle Berry was a dime. That's just me. Never thought Beyonce was a dime. That's just me. Even before I started traveling, I was like, Beyonce's okay. Said, yo, you can't have her. Well, obviously, I'm going to these other countries and I'm having women that look better than Beyonce and didn't have her give them a damn dime. So, yep, like I said last time, it's time to move past Colombia and DR. Yeah, you broke that down to us the last time we chopped it up with you. I want to do an Instagram show with you, but you act like you be too running around to do that. I've been editing Vic's last live stream. He sent me over 50. Vic bombarded me, and it's hard to try to edit all of that. He sent me over 50 clips, pictures, and it's just so much. And then I'm going to edit all that, put it all out about Tanzania, and nobody watch it. Colombia for me is like going to the club on the weekends. And I don't want to go to the club on the weekends. Ooh. He said, I've met prettier women than Beyonce in Brazil. Hell yeah. That's not even a, you met women in Brazil that'll make Beyonce look like a fucking toy. And you know how dope it is for you to say that and nobody can argue that? Yo, it's so dope for you to really say that and people know that you're a traveler, right? They've seen some of your work that I don't put on YouTube. They like, yo, she likes you like that? Yo, watch this. Get on the phone with her. Como vai? Eu preciso ser atenção. Ser atenção. Oh, e aí? É, trabalhando agora. And if, like, when they start seeing you speak to her and she's able to understand, that really messes up dudes. They be like, oh, so all of that talk of them trying to argue with you before they know who you are, all of that talk shut it up. And you know what they do? They have a gripe against you after that. It never fails when I show dudes how I met women that are not prostitutes or anything like that, that you pay, who's beautiful or naturally attractive. Look, they act, they wildin'. So you get drinking in their system, and now they start doing this. And he doing that in an AMG. But when you can do that to dudes, and they, like, that really messes up dudes because they don't have that experience. You know what it's like when a dude can't show proof that he's been with somebody who looks better than the person that they call a dime? That messes him up. Knowing that, yo, hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Come on. Y'all coming in here rocking with me. Hit the thumbs up. Don't get me wrong. I love Colombia, but it's gringoed out, especially Medellin. Oh, that's why they're easy targets. That's why a lot of guys that go to like places like Medellin and Brazil sometimes, when you make like Rio your only stop, you targets, man, in a lot of those places. You targets. So, but hit that thumbs up, fellas. We should have at least 30 thumbs up. We only got 24, and I've been on here for hours. Cat's been coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Yo, did you know they brought hockey to TNT now? I was shocked. I was like, hockey came to TNT? J. Clark got another thing to watch. But it's dope. It's dope when cats can't argue with you, yo. It's dope when you shut them up. It's dope when you go up to a dude. It's dope when you go up to a dude and say, yo, I've been to Brazil 28 times. Then they try to find a flaw in that. You know, as men, we repel. So we try to find flaws in it a lot of times. Oh, why you go there? Oh, you got somebody pregnant? They start saying that type of stuff. And you're like, pregnant? Dude, you silly. It sounds like traveling to Rio is an eye-opening experience. It changes your reality. Yeah, it's a dope experience. That's why most dudes want to go where we going. They want to go to Rio now. Dudes who claim that all of these other countries were the bomb, they like ours. Hold on. Hold on. All right, fellas. I'll see y'all. We'll chop it up a little later this weekend. Peace.